This is the complete guide to V0 by Vercel, the AI UI generator used by over 1 million developers to turn plain English descriptions into production-ready React components with Tailwind CSS and shadcn/UI in seconds. By the end of this video you will know every output type V0 generates, how the full prompt preview iteration workflow operates, how to write prompts that produce production quality output every time, how V0 integrates with the Vercel ecosystem, how it compares to Copilot, Bolt, Cursor, and Lovable, every pricing plan, and the real use cases developers and non-developers are shipping with V0 right now. Let us get into it. V0 is an AI UI generator built by Vercel, the company that created Next.js and runs one of the largest developer deployment platforms. Launched in 2023, V0 is now used by over 1 million developers globally. The core capability is straightforward. You describe a UI component or page layout in plain English, and V0 generates the complete React code with Tailwind CSS and shadcn/UI components ready to copy into your project. What separates V0 from other code generators is the output quality. This is not a mockup, not a wireframe, and not placeholder code. It is production-ready React with consistent styling, proper component structure, and a live browser preview that renders immediately alongside the code. You then iterate by describing changes in a chat interface, no manual code editing required. The free tier gives you 200 credits per month with no card required. Let me walk through every type of output V0 can generate. Individual UI components, buttons, cards, modals, navigation bars, sidebars, any React component you describe. Full page layouts, complete page scaffolds including landing pages, dashboard shells, settings pages, and admin interfaces. Data tables with sorting, filtering, pagination, and row actions. Forms, multi-step, validated forms with proper error states and accessibility attributes. Screenshot to code, upload any UI screenshot, a competitor's interface, a design reference, a hand-drawn sketch, and V0 replicates it in React. Figma to code, paste a Figma frame URL and V0 converts the design directly to components. Every output includes automatic dark mode support. And every output is responsive, mobile, tablet, and desktop breakpoints are built in. Here is exactly how the V0 workflow operates from start to finish. You describe what you want in plain English, no technical syntax, no CSS knowledge required. A live browser preview renders alongside the generated code immediately. You see the component before you read a single line of code. The code panel shows clean React with Tailwind and shadcn/UI structured, commented, and ready to copy. To refine, describe the change in the chat. V0 edits only the relevant part of the output, it does not regenerate the whole component. You can fork from any point in the generation history, explore variations without losing your previous results. When ready, copy the code to your clipboard, run npx v0 add to pull it directly into your project, or deploy to Vercel with one click. Every generation gets a public URL so your team can view and fork it. Here is how to go from 0 to a deployed component with V0. Step 1. Go to v0.dev and sign in with GitHub or Google. Free, 200 credits per month, no card needed. Step 2. Type your first prompt in the chat bar. Be specific about what you want, describe the component, its states, and its purpose. Step 3. Review the live preview and the generated code side by side. The preview renders instantly and the code is already clean and structured. Step 4. Refine in chat. Describe any change, make the header sticky, add a dark mode toggle, change the font. V0 edits only what you described. Step 5. Copy the code or run the npx v0 add command with the component URL to pull it directly into your Next.js project via the CLI. Step 6. Test in your project. Components use realistic mock data, replace it with your real data source. Step 7. Deploy to Vercel with one click from V0, or push to your repo and trigger your existing CI/CD pipeline. The quality of your V0 output depends almost entirely on how you write the prompt. Here is the framework. 1. Name the component type clearly. Sidebar navigation, user profile card, data table, be direct about what you are building. 2. Give purpose and context. Tell V0 whether this is for a SaaS dashboard, a landing page, or a mobile app. It shapes the component's tone and complexity. 3. List the key elements. Describe the specific parts the component needs: avatar, name, stats, button, in as much detail as matters. 4. Describe states and interactions, not just appearance. Loading skeleton, hover effects, selected indicators, these are the things that make a component production ready. 5. Give a style direction. Minimal, bold, warm, high contrast. V0 translates aesthetic words into Tailwind choices. 6. State any tech constraints up front. Use shadcn/UI only, no external images, accessible ARIA labels. 7. Add a negative prompt. Tell V0 what to exclude: no animations, no gradients, no icon libraries outside Lucid React. For developers, V0 fits into 4 specific workflow stages. Scaffolding: when you start a new feature, describe the component architecture and V0 generates the skeleton, component structure, props, TypeScript types, and placeholder states in seconds instead of minutes. Prototyping: turn a Figma frame or wireframe into working React instantly. Share the live V0 URL with PMs and designers instead of a static screenshot. They can see the real component and request changes in natural language. Design handoff: screenshot any design asset, competitor UI, dribble reference, a Figma frame you do not have edit access to, and V0 returns working React code in 30 seconds. This eliminates the translation layer between design and engineering. Component library: build your internal component library by prompting V0 and publishing outputs via the npx v0 add command. The key tip: always paste your existing component code as context before prompting for an extension or variant. V0 matches your existing style and structure instead of generating from scratch. V0 is not just for experienced developers. Founders are using V0 to build landing pages and MVP interfaces without hiring or waiting for engineering resources. Designers are converting Figma frames directly to React code and delivering it to developers instead of a static handoff. Product managers are generating interactive prototypes from feature specs to validate ideas before engineering starts. Marketers are building campaign landing pages and generating A/B test variants without a developer in the loop. Indie makers are shipping full product UIs from idea to deployed in a single day. The output from V0 works in Vercel, Replit, and Code Sandbox. You do not need a local development environment. Students learning React are using V0 as a teaching tool. Reading and modifying real production quality code is one of the fastest ways to learn. And agencies are generating client UI drafts in minutes before scoping the development work. V0 is built to connect with the entire Vercel ecosystem. Next.js: every V0 output is optimized for the Next.js app router by default, server components, client directives, and proper file structure. Shadcn/UI: V0 uses the shadcn component library, which you can install locally so your project and your V0 outputs use identical component primitives. Tailwind CSS: all styling uses Tailwind utilities, no custom CSS files are generated. TypeScript: all output includes TypeScript interfaces and proper type definitions. The Vercel AI SDK: V0 can generate AI-powered UI components natively, streaming chatbot interfaces, AI form completions, and real-time generation UIs. Vercel deployment: one click from any V0 generation deploys directly to Vercel's edge network. The npx v0 add CLI command pulls any component directly into your local project. And the V0 API gives programmatic access, generate components from your own applications in CI/CD pipelines. Who is V0 for? Front-end developers use V0 to scaffold components and eliminate boilerplate. They start from working code and write only the business logic. Full-stack developers use it to prototype features quickly before committing to a full implementation. Indie makers use V0 to ship a complete MVP UI in a day without needing a dedicated front-end developer. Startup founders build landing pages, onboarding flows, and product previews without an engineering dependency. Product designers convert Figma work into React code directly, replacing the static handoff process. Product managers use V0 to generate interactive feature prototypes for stakeholder validation before engineering begins. And agencies use V0 to draft client UI in minutes before scoping development time. Here is what developers are actually shipping with V0 right now. Full SaaS dashboard interfaces, sidebar navigation, data tables, charts, and user settings, complete admin shells generated and deployed in a single session. Landing pages, hero section, feature highlights, pricing table, testimonials, and footer shipped in hours instead of days. Design system component libraries, built, iterated, and published to projects via the npx v0 add command with consistent styling throughout. Onboarding flows, multi-step forms with validation, progress indicators, and branching logic for different user types. AI chat interfaces using the Vercel AI SDK streaming chatbot UI with real-time message rendering generated natively. E-commerce product pages with image galleries, variant selectors, and cart integration. Real-time data dashboards with filterable tables and export functionality. And agencies are delivering first draft client UI mockups in 30 minutes before a scoping call, dramatically reducing the time between brief and visual. Here is the honest comparison. Versus GitHub Copilot, V0 gives you a full UI preview in shadcn/UI integration. Copilot has deeper inline code editing inside your existing editor with full codebase context. Versus Bolt.new, V0 has more precision at the component level. Bolt generates full-stack applications including backend, database, and auth. Versus Cursor, V0 requires no editor installation and works in the browser. Cursor has full codebase context and can edit across multiple files simultaneously. Versus Lovable, V0 is native to the Vercel ecosystem and Next.js. Lovable is designed for end-to-end application building with auth and database included. Versus Figma AI, V0 outputs real React code you can deploy. Figma AI stays inside the design tool without crossing into code. Versus Galileo AI, V0 produces code output. Galileo is stronger for UI design exploration and concept generation. The honest summary, V0 is the best choice for React component and UI generation within the Vercel and Next.js ecosystem. If you need a full application including backend, Bolt or Lovable are better fits. 8 tips that consistently improve V0 output. 1. Paste your existing component code as context before asking for a variant. V0 matches your style, naming conventions, and component structure instead of starting fresh. 2. Upload a screenshot as your prompt input instead of a long text description. A visual reference produces more accurate output than words alone. 3. Specify the component library explicitly, shadcn/UI only, Lucide React for icons, so V0 does not mix libraries. 4. Describe each state separately. Default, loading, error, and empty states make a component production ready. Ask for each one explicitly. 5. Generate the core layout first before adding interactions and edge cases. Build incrementally for better control. 6. Fork before making a major change. It takes one click and means you can roll back instantly if the output goes wrong. 7. Use the npx v0 add CLI command to pull components into your project. It avoids manual copy-paste errors and handles the shadcn dependency installation. 8. Share the v0 URL directly with your designer or PM. They can fork the component and describe their own changes without needing a code editor. V0 pricing. The free plan includes 200 credits per month, enough to generate and iterate across multiple components. All free generations are public, meaning they appear in the V0 Explore gallery. Premium is $20 a month, unlimited credits, private generations that are not publicly visible, and priority generation queue. The right plan for any developer using V0 regularly for professional work. Team is $30 a month, unlimited credits with a shared team workspace so your whole team can view, fork, and build on each other's generations. Enterprise is custom-priced, single sign-on, audit logs, a dedicated support contact, and an SLA. My recommendation: start free to learn the prompt framework and explore V0's range. Move to premium the moment your work needs to stay private. Upgrade to team when multiple people on your team are generating components regularly. Here is everything you need. Start at v0.dev, free account, 200 credits per month, no card required. Upgrade to premium at $20 when your work needs to stay private and you want unlimited generations, available at v0.dev/pricing. Keep the shadcn/UI docs open at ui.shadcn.com while you learn which components v0 uses most often. If you need full-stack application generation beyond the UI layer, Bolt.new is worth comparing, link in the description. All links are below. If this guide helped you understand what v0 can do, subscribe. I publish complete, honest guides to every major AI tool every week. Now go describe something and ship it. See you in the next one.